What's up, everybody? Hope that you all are having a great time on your retreat. I hope that everybody made it safely and there's no drama. My prayer is that you all come back first safe and sound, but then reinvigorated and rejuvenated to continue on in your lives. My prayer is that you guys would draw closer together, that there'll be more cohesion, and that you move as a team and never alone as it relates to the work of ministry. I'm glad that you all are part of Elm Grove Church. I'm really excited about what you all bring to the table. I thank God for you every day that you decided to join us here. I'm completely grateful that very smart people like you who still have energy to put your ideas to use, still want to be a part of or believe in the vision of this church. I do want to encourage you to never limit your thinking, your ideas. Never limit your prayer life. Take the limits off God in your prayer, in your prayers, and watch God do great and big things. One of the church fathers said something about expect great things for God and then do great things for God. And so I'm expecting God to do great things through you all. I truly, truly believe that without you, without what you bring to the table, my job would not be possible. So I thank God for that. Now, KJ wanted me to talk about the idea of faith and prayer. And I'll just remind you that, the book that we call Holy, our Bible, is just filled with prayer upon prayer upon prayer, especially when you read in the book of Psalms. It's all about praise and prayer. And even when you go into the Gospels, you'll see that quite often Jesus is praying or teaching somebody to pray, or somebody's coming to him and requesting, which is prayer. And so over and over again, what we see and what we hear is prayer. And I tell you that, you really shouldn't engage in conversation with God unless you just believe what he's going to say. And you believe that he's going to listen to you when you talk, I should say first. And then you believe what he's going to say back to you. Prayer is, make no mistake about it, is the language of believers. People who do not believe, who don't have faith or confidence in God in no way, shape, or form can engage in what we call prayer. It is not rocket science, man. You don't have to be super holy. You don't have to have a certain kind of language or know certain lingo. It is really just about talking to God. Over the years, one of the most powerful prayers that I've ever heard was from this young man who had just been baptized maybe a week beforehand, and he just simply said, "God, it's me, help your boy." And I thought that was just so profound and just worthy of God hearing and answering. And sometimes I think we try too hard to sound holy, and we miss, or we get so caught up in our emotions, and we miss just talking to God, having a conversation and allowing him, which is important, allowing him to talk back to us. Now, I need to tell you also about this issue of prayer. Not only is it the language of believers, but I would suggest to you that that you shouldn't go to prayer unless you shouldn't pray unless you're confident that God can help you. Right? You don't ask people to help you with situations. You don't make requests to somebody that you don't think can or will help you. And so not only is it the language of those who believe God or believe in God and believe God, but you also know that he can make the real difference. I don't talk to God unless, I'll say that again, I don't talk to God unless I know he's going to change, unless I know he's going to move on my behalf. Nobody would go to anybody and say, "Hey, can you help me out in this situation?" And you know that person doesn't have the capacity to do so. But I need to remind you today that God has the capacity to do anything. Man, everything is possible with God. There is nothing off the table with God, except those things that are not in his will for you. Let me say that for you again. There is nothing off the table with God except those things that are not in his will for you. And so when you talk to God, whether it's morning, noon, I don't know when you talk to him or how you talk to him, but I'd suggest to you that you don't go to him without supreme confidence that he can really make the difference in your life. Not only so, but probably lastly what I would tell you is that this idea of prayer is not about playing mental gymnastics or intellectual gymnastics, right? And this idea of faith, it just really means when I talk to God, he's going to do what is best. I'll say that again. It just really means that when you talk to God, just trust that he's going to do what is best. In the real sense, our elders were on to something when they said, take it to the Lord and leave it there. Man, get on with your life as much as you can. Let God handle things for you. When you tell him about it, trust the Lord that he's going to take care of whatever it is you ask him. Now, I know somebody is probably thinking about, well, should I talk to God about the same thing more than once? I don't think there's an exact science to it. It's kind of like my daughter when she was younger and growing up. If she really wanted something, she would ask me more than one time. In fact, she'd come to me so often that I have to say, stop talking to me. And so sometimes, you know, there's no science to it. It's however you feel led of God. If you want to talk to him about the same thing every day for a week, then feel free to do so, because you got to know that God never gets tired of hearing from you, and two, he never gets tired of you making your request known to him. I hope that I've been able to enlighten you some on this notion of what prayer is all about. Man, on the one hand, it means that you have to believe him, believe in him. Don't go to God, don't go to him unless you know he's the one that can fix your situation. And then two, learn how to get on with life. Once you've talked to him, get on with your life, man. And that's, to me, that's the supreme act of faith, when when you're able to say, God, I just know you're going to take care of it, so I'm going to push forward. Believe me, God is going to give you just the right answer at just the right time. Listen, again, I hope that you guys have a great time at the retreat, at Retreat 2015. Come back ready to get it in, not just in the work of the church, man, but I hope that you're praying to God about the book, the business, the new career move, maybe even going after the advanced degree or going back to get it. Whatever it is you've been contemplating, why don't you seek God for some answers while you're there in solitude, and watch God not only answer you, but God will move in mighty ways in your life. Because we do know that wherever God speaks, actions follow. Again, be blessed. Peace.